I'm Peter Haddock, and today I'm super excited because I'm all about Futureworx. Yes, Futureworx.uk. It's the new show that's happening from the people that have brought us Plantforce all these years. And it's happening on the 30th and the 31st of March. And guess who is going to be there, folks? You guessed it. It's me. I'm going to be coming live from the show with my colleague, Mark Anthony. We're going to be doing some really exciting stuff, lives, interviews, discussions with all of the top people, exhibitors, specialist technology, all of that stuff. But I need to understand what the show's all about, and so do you folks. And that's why I've brought on Futureworx director Rob Oliver. Used to be the CEO of the CEA, of course, as we know him. But Rob, you've been working really hard behind the scenes on this show, and I wanted to understand what's going on, what's it all about, why are we doing it now, and why is that so important?
Yeah, thanks, Peter. It's good to be on again. I think you and I talked about the concept of this quite a few months ago. So it's great now that we're coming right up to the event, which is the 30th and 31st of March at the East England Event Centre at Peterborough. So it'd be nice to be back there. Now, the reason we're doing it now was really actually a response to a survey that we did of Plantworks visitors, because we were very keen to find out what sort of things they were interested in. And the thing that came right at the top of their list was technology, new technology. And when we talked to CEA members and others, and we talked to other organisations, they were saying, well, yes, there isn't a sort of a niche event that deals specifically with that within the construction equipment sector. So that's why we came up with the idea originally. And people like Louise Carney in particular were very helpful in putting the whole idea together. And so here we are. So rather than it being a show, I like to call it an event, because what it is, it's a combination of a conference, which we're having on the 31st of March, and some demonstrations and displays, which start off on the afternoon of the 30th, the day before, from various companies that have answered our call for them to present products and ideas for equipment and technology that they envisage is going to be in use in the construction site of 2030 and beyond. And of course, 2030 is only 8 years away now, so we should have a fair idea of the sort of direction of travel. So that's why we're doing it, because there was demand for it, and we're quite excited the way it's come together, particularly because of the different partners that we've brought in. So HS2, we're partnering with them, so they're going to have a display and provide speakers. National Highways were super keen on the idea, and they signed up immediately to it. We're working with the Supply Chain Sustainability School. We're working with Commit to Drones, the drones organisation. So as well as the CEA, of course, as the Construction Equipment Association. So we brought together a whole bunch of partners on this thing. So it's really been quite an exciting process.
And what's exciting for me, Rob, is it's all about the future. You know, I talk about the future all the time, go on site, seeing things happening. What I'm really looking forward to is having all of those innovators in one space talking together about the human interface, data, decarbonisation, net zero, all of the things that we are talking about in the future elements of that. And of course, we've got people that are going to be doing displays like Plantforce. They're going to have a connected worksite. That's fantastic. Spiller are bringing their technology, Safety Shield, Data Tag, and many, many others. And I think what's really exciting is we're actually going to get a real insight from those providers as well as key speakers. Now, you mentioned the fact that we've got key speakers on the 31st, and that's the day where we're really opening up the show for people to come along. And it's fantastic to see some of the people that are actually involved in that. And there's some real big topics there, isn't there? You know, we're going to be talking to leading CEOs and also people about the topics that we're faced right now, like the red to white diesel changeover the day after the show, and the technologies that we're seeing in the future, where we're looking at the continuous automated plant group with National Highways, and we're looking at, you know, how we bring in new fuel sources and the HVO and the data that comes into the space as well. So it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a part of the collaboration that Futureworx is all about, isn't it? Tell me why the collaboration element's important, Rob.
Well, it's important because you've got to look at all parts of the industry. So it goes from, first of all, government policy is always important with construction. So Lee Rowley is going to say a few words to help kick off the conference day. He's, as you know, the construction minister. And we think actually one of the transport ministers will also come along. We've got someone from the Cabinet Office who's talking about the National Underground Assets Register, which I've never heard of until they approached us and said, we really need to talk about this. So you've got some governmental and then official organisations. We talked about HS2, we talked about National Highways, but also from the contractor side, you've got spokesmen from Skanska, and you've got plant hire companies like the CEO from Ardent. So we're trying to look for different aspects of the industry. But what's been interesting in putting that speaker schedule together is that we brought people in who you wouldn't necessarily associate with construction. I think there's someone from BOC, for example, who's coming in to talk about their contribution to the future. So and also an organisation that sets up communications, because the thing about data is you need somewhere to store it and transmit it, and that's one of the key things that we'll bring out in some of the discussions. So so I've had a big problem actually. I've had too many volunteers to speak. But we're hoping to fit them all in that day, as well as having the demonstrations and presentations going along around them during the day. So it should be busy. And bizarrely, we can offer this for free as well. So it's the registration's free for that second day. So yeah, everyone's welcome to come along.
Yeah, and it's really important for me because, you know, I get to actually ask the questions that matter to people at the very highest level of the industry. But if we look at the industry, it's sort of governmental is a big client element and a big client-based legislation there. Then we're looking down the tier one contractors about what they're trying to do, and they've got a real big net zero focus. The plant hirers that are then delivering it, and then all of that supply chain that comes in, like you've said with the Sustainability Supply Chain School, that comes in, plays their roles, their individual roles that combine together to make things better. So Rob, it's going to be a really exciting event. I'm going to be there going live. I'm also going to be running into the event to let all the viewers know the topics that they're going to be talking about and why they should come along and find out for themselves. So Rob, tell us where can we find out about the Futureworx show and get our free ticket for the 31st of March?
Well, if you pop on the website, which is futureworx.uk, you'll find a code there that you can pop into the Eventbrite registration for day 2. And we will then acknowledge your registration. We look forward to welcoming you along on the 31st. And it'll be nice for us all to get together again, really, because we've only had a few events since the relaxation of the rules around COVID. So it'll be great to see people around again.
Folks, I'm going to be reporting on at the event, but I'm also going to be dropping in some really insightful things and the run up to the event from key exhibitors and also key people in the industry. So Rob, looking forward to seeing you at that event in person, and no doubt that it will be a huge success and something that we can take forward into the industry in the years to come. Thanks very much for spending some time with me.
Great. See you there, Peter.